Free-to-play to bond. One of the most challenging and intense money-making challenges that you can undergo. Starting from no coins and no stats and making it into the eternal glory of a members world. Since the start of my channel, this has been one of the most highly requested series, and today I take on the challenge using my best money-making and flipping techniques to show you guys exactly how I do it if I had to start from scratch. This is my take on the free-to-play to bond series. Hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to my free-to-play to bond series. I am beyond excited to get into this one today, guys, using a combination of the best free-to-play moneymakers that I know, as well as some flipping techniques that I want to show you guys that'll help you build your banks if you're trying to make a bond in free-to-play. But we have absolutely nothing in our inventory, and we also have nothing in the bank as well. I wanted to start from complete scratch, and also, of course, the stats are clear as well. No XP gained yet, completely brand new account. I've just completed tutorial Island. We're off to the races. Now, the first thing that I want to do is collect a few coins so I can go ahead and actually pass the Al-Kharid gate. And I actually don't know the best way to do this. Normally, I would just kill goblins, but I'm going to see if I can collect anything from the chef here, maybe these pots and these bowls, and sell them to the general store. It's funny because when you're used to playing members so often, you kind of forget everything that's available to you in free-to-play. They're not going to buy these for anything besides the bowl, which we're going to get our first coin from, so that's very nice. We got some range equipment and a sword and a shield. We're going to go kill some goblins. Oh yeah, exhilarating gameplay. I was able to get some goblin mail, which I knew held some value, so that's going to be the 22 coins that we need. We only need 15 to get across through the gate. I just realized that it's actually only 10 GP to get across the gate, but whatever. I think a lot of you might be curious as to why I'm heading to Al-Kharid first and not actually going to, say Varrock to do the security stronghold to get the 10k and then start flipping. Like, why would I not do that when a good amount of my channel is revolved around flipping? The reason that is I don't actually think that 10k is going to be enough for us, and I think there's a better moneymaker that we can actually take advantage of in Al-Kharid that's going to make us some good starter cash. We're going to bank everything but the chef's hat and go to our first moneymaker. The first moneymaker in the series that we're going to use to build our base cash stack is actually collecting beer glasses in Al-Kharid. All you actually have to do is search the shelves in this building here, which on the map is kind of in the bottom right corner of Al-Kharid in the free-to-play zone, and it's very, very simple. All you have to do is spam click the shelves, you'll get a beer glass. Beer glass typically sells for 60 to 80 GP on the Grand Exchange, so we're just going to collect a bunch of these over the next hour, maybe a little bit over an hour, to build up that base cash stack, and then we're actually going to use that money to go ahead and flip. There's actually a bronze mason here too. I'm actually going to go collect that in case we need a weapon later, and it's kind of free. We're a little bit under an hour into this moneymaker, and I realize that it's not the most exciting moneymaker. I mean, as I'm going through it, I'm just bored as heck, but at least I have some YouTube videos on. You can't expect amazing moneymakers to be available to you with zero stats in free-to-play. And honestly, I think this is a very good moneymaker for having no stats, and even though it's annoying and click-intensive, I really, really like it. Probably gonna do this for like another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll see how many glasses we have at the end. And this is going to be our final inventory. We've been collecting for a little bit over an hour and a half, and I have 1,035 beer glasses. I wanted to get to 1,000 because I got to 800, and I was like, what's another 200 more? And it looks like that's going to make us probably, my guess is like 90k. 93k, that's perfect. Although we are going to try to sell them for at least 100 GP, even though it's going to take a while. So I do expect to get 100k off of our first moneymaker. Now we're going to make our way to the Grand Exchange to go sell these and start our next moneymaker while we're up there. Hold on, I got to bank these just in case the Dark Wizards get us. Alright, we're at the Grand Exchange, my favorite place in the game. It's brought me billions of GP, and we've got all of the beer glasses in our inventory. But before we go and sell them, I want to show you guys a very unique trick to make more money when you're selling uncommon items. So I have GE Tracker pulled up, and by the way guys, if you don't have GE Tracker Premium, I highly, highly recommend it. It's going to increase your profit per hour by a ton. It's going to open up a ton of money-making opportunities for you as well. So if you'd like to get access to that, there is a link in the description below. below. But anyway, that's besides the point. We do have all the beer glasses on us right now, and currently we see that beer glasses are selling for about 90 GP each. But if we take a quick look at the graphs, we can actually see in the past week that beer glasses have spiked up to around 194 GP very, very suddenly too. And the thing that I really wanted to point out, which is important, is the total volumes. You can see here that the volume on the beer glasses is very low. It's an uncommon item that's been traded on the Grand Exchange. Since we have such a large supply of them, we have some pricing power in comparison to some other people in the market here. We can see that 149 have been bought in the past hour and 163 have been sold, so that's really not too many. That makes me think instead of selling them for 90 GP, we can actually increase this and probably sell them off for around 120 over the next day or so and hopefully get our full supply off. I'm actually going to make a lot more money just by being a little bit patient and using our brain to think about how we can go about selling these items. And guys, things like that, small tips like that, using GE Tracker specifically and knowing how much volume your items have, that is very important in money making, guys. And especially when you're in free to play and you need every single coin possible, that's going to be essential. Now, one thing I'm going to take a quick look at is, since the item is over 100 GP, we are going to have to pay a convenience fee on it. I want to make sure that the convenience fee doesn't outweigh the cost of selling it for 90 GP each. And just taking a brief look at it and calculating it, it's only going to cost us 1K. I really doubt that's going to cover the difference. I mean, if we sell them for 90, we're getting 90K. If we sell them for 120, we're getting 120K. So 1K difference, not going to affect us. So we're going to list for 120, and that's likely going to take quite some time to sell. In the meantime, I'm going to sell off my other items and then get on to our next moneymaker. And selling off the bones and the hammer actually got us 558 GP, which is a lot better than I thought we would get, to be quite honest. My goal right now is just to build up my cash stack as much as I can so I can start to leverage my money to start flipping and then making a lot of money while even I'm logged out. And that's really my goal right now. I'm going to buy a little bit of food with this 558 GP. We're going to go complete the security stronghold, and then I'll probably set my first couple of flips on the exchange. We've got some cake and some salmon, and we're on our way to complete the security stronghold. But guys, if that last part with the flipping confused you at all, be sure to check out the channel. I've got a ton of flipping guides, even some for free to play, that you might enjoy. So definitely check it out. I would not try to make a bond in free to play without knowing how to flip at least some basic items, because honestly, using the Grand Exchange is probably your #1 friend when you're trying to escape free to play. And there we go, security stronghold completed, and I decided to get the boots just because we might need it for the account later on, and they kind of look cool. I think we're going to head over to Draenor for our next little moneymaker. So one item we're definitely going to need to pick up is the teleport book, so we're definitely going to buy that from Diango, just so we can have some quicker teleports around. Sorry, it's called the Chronicle. And we'll buy like 10 teleport cards too. I know it kind of costs a lot of money for us, but these teleport cards are actually a decent moneymaker in themselves. Currently, they're selling on the Grand Exchange for about 180, and we can currently buy them for 150. So there's a small margin on them, but I do think they're going to take a while to buy. Because honestly, I have been looking at the margin on GE Tracker, and while the margin's okay, the volume on them is not very high at all. We're actually going to do a different moneymaker, which is going to be buying empty jug packs from this guy here named Fortunato. And we're just going to hop worlds if we need to, but they currently cost 140. It's 140 for 100 jugs, and we can currently sell them for 400 GP if we're able to get them off for 4 GP, which I don't think will happen, 3 GP at the minimum, but that's still a really good margin on these jugs. So we're going to spend the rest of our cash buying them out and head back to the Grand Exchange. Alright, we invested everything we had in the empty jugs, and we got 5,600 of them. I'm going to head back to the Grand Exchange using the Chronicle we bought, and sell the rest of the food as well as the jugs. We're back at the Grand Exchange, and since I'm going to log out soon, I'm actually going to try to sell these jugs for 4 GP each. We can instantly sell them for 3 GP each, but that's only going to give us a 6.8k profit compared to a 12.4k profit. So I'm thinking we want that extra 6k on there. So I'm going to go ahead and sell these for 4 GP and let that sit for now. Before I log off, I'm going to go do one of my last money makers to get some quick cash, and then we'll sign off for a few hours. I decided to try some looting, but it's way worse in free-to-play than I actually thought. You don't even get rune arrows in free-to-play, which I kind of forgot about, but it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of PKing action at all, and there is some other people here looting, so I don't think we're going to use this as a viable moneymaker, but I kind of want to run around for a bit and just see how much I collect. Alright, we're going to stop looting there. It's been like 2 minutes, honestly, but we did get some swordfish, which I know are worth a good bit. 50 adamant arrows should be worth about something, right? Okay, 5.5k, we'll definitely take it. Alright, we have 6k cash, as well as all of the jugs and beer glasses selling. We're going to leave those, but with the rest of my cash, before I log off, I'm going to research a couple items to flip, get down a little bit of a list, so that way we have it for the series going forward, and then I'll likely dump my 6k into an item for a flip while I'm logged off. I think we found a pretty good item to flip. What I was searching for was a cheap item so we can avoid paying a fee and actually buy a decent quantity of them as well. And I think we're going to go with the oak log today. Currently, it looks like we might be able to flip some oak logs for about 10 GP each overnight or throughout the day here. That's going to be a really solid margin for us. I'm going to list them at 55 GP and look to sell them at 65. And since it's a cheap item, we're not going to have to pay any fee on that. That margin looks really good for us, and I'm going to go ahead and list them. We can only buy 110 of them, which is crazy. It's so funny starting from a small cash stack again. That's fine though, we'll go ahead and list them and try to make the most of the oak log flip. In free to play though, you have to be scrappy and use every single opportunity to try and make some bank. We're going to leave our items in here for now. I'll come back in a few hours to check on everything, and hopefully we've made some money. My favorite thing to see at the Grand Exchange, 3 green bars. We sold everything, but the beer glasses we were only able to sell for 97 coins each. I was trying to sell them for 120, but it was just taking way too long. We're still making 100k on that though, so I'm going to go ahead and collect everything. 129k, that is amazing. Now, normally I would set more flips, but what I'm going to do this time is buy more jugs and actually sell those back on the exchange. And then in episode 2, we'll get way more into the flipping, and I'll show you guys how you can use your cash to actually make money on the exchange by flipping items in free-to-play. As great as this moneymaker is, once you have a little bit of cash on a fresh level 3 account, I don't think we're going to do it a ton going forward just because it's not very enjoyable. For now, we got to do what we got to do. We've converted all the coins into jugs. We're going to head to the Grand Exchange to sell them. That took about an hour or so. It was very, very tedious. I don't see myself doing this moneymaker going forward. All the jugs are listed for 4 coins each. We're going to head to bed and we'll see tomorrow if they've sold. I've been waiting for these jugs to sell for about 24 hours, and while we are selling them for 4 coins each, it is taking quite a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and collect the money and leave the rest of the jugs here until the next episode. That is going to wrap up the first episode. From the start of the episode, from 0 coins, we made all the way up to 357k. It's the 264k plus the remaining jugs that we have to sell, which will equate to 357k total. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this first episode, be sure to drop a like and let me know in the comment section below what other moneymakers in free-to-play I should try. I'm open to trying a lot of different stuff, even if it's not necessarily the best profit per hour. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 2.